It's a busy Monday right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report, and we're live right here on Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you because we once again have some breaking news on the Niners front, no matter where you are, how you're tuned in. We appreciate all of you for making today's live show a part of your day, as it is a beautiful Monday, May 19th. The breaking news that we're getting into here: the San Francisco 49ers and All-Pro linebacker Fred Warner are in agreement on a contract extension, which makes him the highest paid linebacker in the National Football League. The wheels were in motion for this last night when Jennifer Lee Chan of NBC Sports Bay Area had reported, after being at Warner's football camp over the weekend, that the two sides were getting close to an agreement on a contract extension. She deemed it as very close. And then, of course, today, Adam Schefter breaking the news that, according to ESPN sources, four-time All-Pro linebacker Fred Warner and the Niners reached agreement on a 3-year, $63 million contract extension that includes over $56 million in guaranteed money, and that makes him the NFL's highest-paid linebacker. It marks the second time in his 7-year career that Warner has landed a contract that makes him the league's highest-paid linebacker. That originally happened back in 2021. And he became the highest paid linebacker, and then Shaq Leonard of the Indianapolis Colts overtook him by just a little bit. And then it was Roquan Smith going into last year who signed that deal with the Baltimore Ravens. That at the time made him the highest paid linebacker in the NFL at $20 million. And so Warner, with the average annual value here of $21 million, once again gets that crown. I want you to grade the Fred Warner contract extension for me, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you're thinking about this down in the comment section right now. For me, it's an absolute no-brainer. Warner is still one of the best all-around football players in the game. He's the best off-ball linebacker. And as a guy who's going to make it to the Hall of Fame, who is an all-time Niner great, you want to keep a player like this happy and in-house. And when he's still playing at an elite level, it just makes so much sense to get this deal done. So, new deal for Fred Warner here. The current deal that he was on ran through 2026. And so this is a contract extension on top of that. And this new contract has an opportunity to open up cap space right now. He was the second highest paid off-ball linebacker in the game. Now he takes the crown ahead of Roquan Smith. And part of the reason why he has been a fantastic player, he has missed one game since 2018 when he was drafted in the 3rd round out of BYU. So the longevity on top of the excellent play, another reason why the Niners are getting this deal done. And to his resume right now, a 4-time All-Pro, and in the last 3 years, he has been a first-team All-Pro. And for San Francisco, they're trying to kind of retool and rebuild this organization on the fly, right? And Fred Warner is a consummate pro. He is a leader. He's the Niners' backbone. He's part of the fabric of this organization. And one of the key themes of this offseason for the Niners is to lock up some of their special players. Brock Purdy contract gets done on Friday. George Kittle's contract got done right after the NFL draft. And now it's Fred Warner getting this deal done now. And what a breath of fresh air for all of us, right? The Niners have learned their lesson, and instead of waiting to get these deals done, they're getting these deals done early. That allows you to get ahead of the market a little bit, to save some money, but to avoid having to deal with all of this contract drama. And so Purdy gets the richest contract in the history of this organization, $53 million per year, $181 million in guaranteed money, $265 million total. George Kittle got that deal north of $76 million, $19.1 million in average annual value. He becomes the highest paid tight end in NFL history, and then Fred Warner becomes the highest paid off-ball linebacker in the history of the NFL as well. Here is a look at the highest paid linebackers per year. Fred Warner now in that number 1 spot at $21 million even. Roquan Smith right behind him at 20. Tremaine Edmonds at 18. And then the next slew of players here who I'm about to mention, they all got paid this offseason, And it started with Zach Bond, who kind of reset the off-ball linebacker market a little bit. He got $17 million per season. Right after that, Nick Bolton of the Chiefs got 15. Jamian Sherwood, unproven player, got 15 per year from the Jets. And Terrell Bernard of the Buffalo Bills, he got $10.5 million. Other players on that list, you see Patrick Queen, little under 14. He's at number 7. Azeez Al-Shire, a former Niner, at 11.33. And then Dre Greenlaw rounding out that list at $10.5 million in average annual value. Fred Warner's contract, here it is, 3 years, $63 million. He gets $56 million in guaranteed money. So a big chunk of that salary is already guaranteed at 56 and the AAV at 21. A reason why it's not a 5-year deal or a 4-year deal is because Warner's contract that he was previously on ran through 2026. And so this is a 3-year deal on top of the existing 2 years that he had left on that deal. And it's pretty funny. I had put out a Fred Warner contract projection on a video that went out right before we went live. My prediction was 4 years, 84, 50 to 60 in guaranteed money, $21 million per year. So very close. The AAV is spot on, right on the dot, and then the guaranteed money is within the range that I had predicted. I had said a 4-year deal, again, because he was under contract for the next 2. The Niners give him 3. I like that. That's even better for San Francisco. And for those of you who might have reservations about this Warner contract, I wouldn't really panic about it. He's going to be 29 years old in November. He is still getting it done at an extremely high level. 4 straight years here over the last 4 of triple-digit tackle numbers. 137 in 2021, 130 in 2022, 132 in 2023, and then 131 in 2024. One of the themes, too, with Warner is how disruptive he is and how many game-changing plays he makes on a game-in, game-out basis. We're talking tackles. We're talking PBUs, as you see. He has been a forced, fumble-forcing machine. He is so elite in coverage as well. The 88.4 coverage grade this past year, phenomenal. And what I find incredible is that he suffered that broken bone in his ankle in Week 4 against the New England Patriots. After that, he did not miss a game. Even when the Niners season was chalked up as a big L. He could have sat out if he really wanted to. With that fracture in his ankle, he kept playing. And not only did he keep playing, he kept playing at a really high level. And so you think about the character, you think about the investment, you think about what he's meant, what he will continue to mean to the San Francisco 49ers. This was an easy decision to make for San Francisco here. And with Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, and George Kittle, they're all kind of similar in a way, right? The Niners know that their investments, if those players can stay healthy, are going to be safe because of the caliber of players who they are, but the level of human beings that they are as well. And in business and in sports, that obviously really, really matters. So I'm looking at our poll question in the chat. Do you like the Fred Warner contract? 99% saying yes. 1% saying no. That right there is pretty telling. Let's get the comment section going once again. What is your one-word reaction to this Fred Warner extension? Let me know down in the comment section right now, and I'll give some shout-outs to those of you who are letting your voices be heard. As you come in here, by the way, continue to hit that thumbs-up icon and like the video. A lot of people are saying that they really like it in the chat. I see a lot of A grades from the faithful as well. Corey Brown says the Niners are still going to go 6-11. I'm calling cap on that. I don't think there's any way that San Francisco is going to go 6-11 this year. I'm also going to take a look at Twitter, and I just want to see if there's any details coming out in the aftermath of this deal getting done. Let's see here. 3 years, $63 million. Keeps Fred Warner in the Bay Area through the 2029 season. He once again becomes the highest paid off-ball linebacker in the game. I think he's worth every penny. And the work is going to be cut out for him this year as well, right? because he really might have to tutor and bring along the likes of D. Winters, Nick Martin, Tatum Bethune, Jalen Graham. A lot of people have said that the Niners linebacking core sucks. I don't think that it sucks. I think it's more of an unproven unit, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do because I do like the talent in that room. Jermaine Ingram saying All-Pro Warner. Jorge Reyes saying well-deserved. Paul Watson echoing what I'm saying it'll be a help for the rookies. And I agree with all of that. Anthony Blakely, Fred Warner along with CMC has one of the best off-season conditioning training weight programs in the NFL, which enhances his performance on the field. Anthony, that's a good point. You know, with a player like CMC, with a guy like Fred Warner, you know that they're always going to go all in just caring about ball. Now, for Christian McCaffrey, he's missed a lot of games throughout his career. Fred Warner has missed one game in his entire career, which really is incredible. One of the more fun players to watch in the entire NFL. Chip, we could pop up hashtag 49ers or Super Chat if anybody wants to get on the show here. That'll be hashtag 49ers or Super Chat. If you want your questions featured here on the program, or you just have a comment that you want to share, again, use the hashtag 49ers or send in a Super Chat right here live on the San Francisco 49ers Report. And Chip, I mean, you and I, we're doing every single Niners watch party. We're watching every single snap of Fred Warner. The dude is just different at that second level, a one-of-one guy on the defensive side of the ball.
I mean, absolutely different. And the linebacker position to me is kind of like the running back spot in a way. It's one of those where a lot of people don't value it quite as high because I think a lot of them are pretty replacement level. You can kind of throw guys in there and they can get the job done. It'll be okay, but don't always make the biggest impact on the game. Look, I think when you get a guy like Fred Warner who is running all over the field, he is great against the pass. He is great against the run. He plays with his hair on fire.
Yep.
He's the hardest worker you'll find as well, which is rare to see with guys that are that talented, that are making that much money. It's just an absolute no-brainer, man. Like, when you find a special talent at that position, they are worth a lot, and you pay those type of guys, even if it's a position where a lot of the guys aren't paid all that much money. But when you have a high-end talent, you got to pay them because they do change the game when they're at that level.
Yep.
Like, you can tell the difference between when you have, you know, I think the difference between, like, poor and, like, decent linebackers, maybe not that great. But once you start getting up to the elite of the elite, there's a big jump.
Yeah.
So you got to keep those guys around. Fred Warner is one of those guys.
Yeah, and it's just the consistency to his game. It's the availability. It's the durability. It's him being a great leader, a great team captain. He's always willing to be upfront and very honest. He's always willing to take accountability when he doesn't play well. And I know a lot of people are down on the Niners after that 6-11 season. I truly feel as though San Francisco can really rebound from that. And a couple of things are really moving in their way. The Niners still have a very talented football team. I mean, you think about where they are offensively. You still have Trent Williams at left tackle. You have Dominic Pooney at right guard. Christian McCaffrey coming back. Hopefully Brandon Ayuk can get healthy. You have some intriguing young options at that wide receiver spot. Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing. Jawan Jennings is coming off a career year. You have the best all-around tight end in football in George Kittle. Brock Purdy, I think, can rebound too, just because he barely played with some of the marquee players on this team last year, and the Niners were never able to find their footing as an offensive unit. I also think the coaching from Kyle Shanahan wasn't the best. And so I think Purdy himself, with another year under his belt, all those other issues that he had to deal with, he also didn't play. I think he bounces back. I think he has a good year. And if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, really changes the complexion of that Niners offense. And then on defense, you still have Nick Bosa. You drafted 3 rookies along the defensive line who I think can start from the jump. I think Upton Stout and Nick Martin can start at slot corner and at linebacker. You have Renardo Green, Diamador Lenore as your corners elsewhere. And then at that safety position, yeah, you're a little bit unproven, but you also have Robert Saleh back. And I think Robert Saleh is going to be able to help this defense improve. I think on special teams, you become better too. And so I just like where the Niners are. You have the easiest schedule in the entire National Football League. That bodes well for San Francisco too. All right, if we get some Comments, if we get some super chats, we'll stay live. If not, I just wanted to pass along the news of this Fred Warner contract extension. I do see Draco Pimpin is down in the comment section using hashtag 49ers. David Corona, it's been a minute, my man. He said, what up, everyone? 49ers all day, every day. Appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day and stopping by as well, David Corona. But use hashtag 49ers or super chat if you want to react to the news that Fred Warner signing an extension with the Niners. He is now going to be with San Francisco through the 2029 season. That's hashtag 49ers or super chat if you want to be a part of the show here. Draco saying this, I just have one question. Are you fucking ready, mate? G'day, mate. I'm so ready. I can't wait for the 2025 season to get underway. I think the arrow is pointing up for San Francisco. I think the ugliness of last year has really dimmed what I think can still be a very bright light for the Niners and a successful season that they can have. Ricardo, 49er fan from Norway here, grew up in the Bay Area, so I'm happy to hear about Fred and Purdy's contracts. I'll see you at the Super Bowl, everybody. Niners hosting Super Bowl 60, Levi Stadium in Santa Clara on that luscious green grass. And if the Niners can be the host team and actually play in that game, man, how cool will that be? David Corona, I've been busy with umpiring baseball. All right, David Corona. I was going around the office the other week asking people for their best third strike call. I did mine. David Corona, this is mine. 3! That's mine.
Easy.
David Corona, I wish I could see yours, my man. Joe G. Chase, will Nick Martin start alongside Fred Warner? I think Nick Martin has a great opportunity to start. Now, he is a lighter linebacker, 220, 221 pounds, but runs a 4.5. Like Chip was saying with Fred Warner, he too plays like his hair is on fire, has really good play speed and tempo, like the aggressiveness. What he did in 2023 at Oklahoma State, if he didn't get hurt in 2024, I think he would have been drafted earlier. I mean, we're talking more than 100 tackles, 83 solo that led college football. He had 16 TFLs, 6 sacks, a couple of forced fumbles, a couple of interceptions. He is a playmaker at that linebacker spot, and he's a really intelligent player as well. So I think that Nick Martin can start alongside Fred Warner, and then I would probably guess that D. Winters is that other starting backer. Now, how do you kind of position them? Fred Warner's going to be in the middle. Who's going to take weak side? Who's going to take strong side? And we'll see how that plays out throughout training camp and in the preseason. Shane Butler. Hey, Chase, how are you doing? Hope you both have a great year. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Paul Watson. Chase, what do you think was the overriding reason for 6-11? Don't pull any punches. I think the coaching was bad. I think Kyle Shanahan had a bad year. I think Nick Sorensen was in over his skis. I think Brian Schneider was an awful special teams coordinator. I think injuries did not help offensively. Number 2 most injured offense in the NFL. And it's not like you're just dealing with injuries. You're dealing with injuries to star players who you were paying a lot of money to. The Niners were the number 1 cash spending team in the NFL last year, $330+ million, and they got 6 wins out of it. And a lot of the players who they were paying top dollar to barely played. And I also think a lot of the contract drama kind of bled into the year, not in the sense of drama, but in the sense of just being an inconsistent unit that was sloppy, that was ill-prepared, that never had any rhythm, never had any flow. And then defensively, they were just a dumb coach team. The same could be said on special teams. And so that's why I think the Niners can really improve here in 2025. All right, just wanted to hop on real quick, talk about this Fred Warner contract extension. For those of you just joining, we talked about it in further detail a little bit earlier. We're going to sign off. Just wanted to chop it up with the faithful here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report. My name is Chase Sr. I talked about this news in depth last night. Just put out another video talking about it again, and we're going live here. That's what we do. We try to make this the standard for Niners Talk right here on YouTube, and we'll catch you soon. Peace.